Hey, thanks for coming to hang out with me again. I can't wait to show you how everything is doing, and we're also going to be planting some luffa seeds. So let's do it. All right, so first up, let's address this. This is the first lettuce that I planted. I said I would hang on to it and just see what happens, and it is growing, but it also doesn't look that great. So I'm not sure if it's growing well or if it's just hanging on by a thread, but I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep letting it go and see what happens. I did replant some, and that's here, and these ones seem to be doing a lot better. Not quite in the same place they were looking when I did it the first time, so I think they popped through a little bit easier. They have more energy to put into leaves and everything like that. So I think we're doing good here. Here's the Walla Walla onions and the bunching onions. And again, these seem to be doing well. I started fertilizing them, so just waiting for them to get to a little bit taller so I can start trimming them a little bit. I think I want to get those seeds off of there just because I'm not sure if that's supposed to stay on there or when you trim them back, you just kind of take them off and maybe they'll start growing. But I have seen that they start to put out this second shoot right here. So I'm taking that as a good sign, and we're gonna keep rolling with it. The rosemary and strawberries are as cute as ever. The strawberries are coming up with their first true leaves. So a lot of these have those little sprouts coming up, which makes me very happy. I added some flowers to the mix, so that is pretty exciting. This whole tray of tomatoes makes me so happy just to look at. This is giving me so many good vibes coming up for the summer. I am ready to get a bunch of tomatoes off of these guys. So those are all doing really well. So I feel like I did something right there. And finally, the peppers. These are doing okay. I have had quite the journey with these guys. So the last update, I believe, they mostly had 2 per cell, and I wanted to thin those out a little bit, but I did not have the heart to get rid of them. So I pulled them out very gently and put them here. So they each got a new home, and now they all have 1 cell to themselves. You can see I did it for mostly the jalapenos, the couple hot wax, and then some red peppers. So that's that. I did have to call on some gardening groups on Facebook to see what is going on because a lot of my pepper leaves are turning purple, but they've all kind of reassured me that that's okay and that it happens. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. You can see here, I put them back on the heat mat. So I know you're not necessarily supposed to keep things on a heat mat and under the grow light, but these lights don't really give off that much heat, and I'm only keeping the heat mat at about 72. I just was too concerned that the basement down here is way too cold for these peppers. I thought that might be why they were turning purple, just from the big heat difference or temperature difference. So I put them back under the heat mat, and I brought the light down a little bit closer. You can see they were kind of reaching pretty far. So we'll see if those little adjustments make a difference. I was able to get these 3 on the heat mat. Half of this is on the heat mat, and then the tomatoes are on like the edge of the heat mat. So that's my little heat center right there, and hoping that that helps them out. So that looks like a lot. It doesn't feel like enough. I don't know why, but time to take on something new. So my sister got some luffa seeds, and she gave me some to try out. I'm gonna try to grow us both loofah sponges. And I've been looking into it. It sounds like it's gonna be pretty difficult. I'm not gonna get my hopes up too much because I don't, want to be really disappointed if it doesn't work out. But if it does work out, it's like super exciting, just kind of something I can do in the background, and we'll see how it goes. So let me show you what I've done so far. So here's our seeds, and one of the videos I watched showed that, they have a pretty hard shell, and if you soak them, it gets a little bit softer so that you have a better germination. So I have been soaking them. It is a few drops of hydrogen peroxide and a little bit of water. They've been soaking for about 24 hours, so I'll show you the difference. They do look different. So here's the ones I soaked, and here's the ones I didn't. They got a little bit bigger. They're a little bit softer. You can see that they not necessarily opened up, but they definitely have a little bit more give when these ones are just really hard. So I've soaked my seeds. I soaked enough for 2 per cup. Another tip I saw was that they don't like to be transplanted. So get something that is biodegradable that you can just plant right into the ground. So that's what I'm doing with these. I had a cell tray ready to go and just actually took the time to research a little bit more before just planting some things and going wild. So that's what I'm doing. I have 4 pots, and I'm going to put 2 seeds in each one. We're going to give it a go. All right, well, the easy part's done. We'll see. Like I said, I'm just kind of taking this as an experiment, and we're gonna see what happens. I think it might be kind of difficult. I've seen videos from even the best of gardeners who have a really hard time with this, and it takes some trial and error. It takes some years and some time and patience. So we'll see. It would be really cool to have some homegrown sponges, and honestly, you can eat it too at a certain stage before it gets too big. Yeah, it says astonishingly tasty when picked young, about 2 inches, soft or light green. And then you harvest it dry for bath sponges. Which, we've all seen like the loofahs. So I didn't know that they grew this way. I think it's going to be so cool to grow something that has another purpose other than just eating in the garden. So it'll be really cool if it happens. If it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to be that disappointed, but my sister might. Yeah, so we'll see what we figure out. I'm just going to leave them over here, and then if they sprout up, we'll put them under the grow light just like we would with anything and see what it responds to. I don't know. This will be fun. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming to hang out again. It's always great to kind of play down here. I've been moving these things around, just looking at them as much as I can throughout the day, just to kind of see if I'm noticing anything new, or I don't know. The tomatoes seem like they might be getting a little bit leggy, so I did move the light a little bit closer down. Like I said, I posted about the pepper seeds leaves turning purple on a Facebook garden page, and it's just nice to have other people looking and seeing that it's normal, that it's okay, that I can keep going forward. So if you have any thoughts or feedback or suggestions, drop them in the comments. I want to see, you know, anything that you have to share. I'm just learning this along the way, and you know, all feedback is great feedback. So definitely open to your thoughts. So drop them in the comments. Subscribe if you want to follow along and see what I continue to do, see how this stuff continues to keep growing. I'll give some updates as much as I can, and you know, hopefully I would give updates every single day, but I know they're not really growing that much. So I think it's been enough time since the last time that things might look a little bit different. So hopefully it's exciting. But yeah, thanks for coming along and hanging out with me. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.